I want to do something live right now that I think is going to save some of you a lot of money and a lot of pain. I'm going to go through ChatGPT right here on screen, and I'm going to ask it the question that thousands of people are asking it every single day. How do I start an event space business? And then I'm going to show you exactly what it tells you, and then I'm going to show you exactly what it doesn't tell you, and why what it doesn't tell you is what's going to cost you everything if you rely on it alone. This isn't a hit piece on AI. I use AI every single damn day in my business. I'm going to show you exactly how at the end. But I've watched way too many people come into my world after spending 6 months trying to figure this out from ChatGPT and Google, and they've either wasted money going in the wrong direction, or they've talked themselves out of moving forward because AI gave them generic advice, as it always does, that didn't match their market whatsoever. So let me show you what I mean. For those who are new here, my name is Waldron. I'm the CEO and founder of Event Space Leads, and to date, we've now helped over 400 clients start and scale their very own event space. Myself, I've been in event spaces, brick and mortar, for 5 years and did over $3.5 million in venue sales. All right. So here's what I typed into ChatGPT. How do I start an event space business from scratch? Give me a step-by-step plan. So here's what it gave me, and if you're watching this video and you've done this already, let me know if this sounds familiar. Step 1, research your market and identify demand. Step 2, create a business plan. Step 3, choose a legal structure and register your business. 4, find and secure a location. 5, renovate and furnish the space. 6, set your pricing and packages. 7, build your online presence. 8, market your business and get your first clients. 8 steps. Looks super clean, looks super complete, right? And here's what I want you to understand. Every single one of those steps is correct. 100%. Event space owner certified. ChatGPT is not wrong, not even a little bit. But correct and useful are two completely different things. Let me show you what I mean by going deeper on just step 4, find and secure location. I typed, okay, how do I find a secure location for my event space business? It told me, look for commercial spaces in high traffic areas. Consider square footage, typically 2,000 to 5,000 square feet for a starter venue. Review your lease carefully, negotiate favorable terms, consider build-out costs. That's the answer. That's what ChatGPT knows. Now let me tell you what ChatGPT doesn't know. ChatGPT doesn't know that in certain municipalities in New Jersey, you need a certificate of occupancy specifically classified for assembly occupancy. And that if you sign a lease on a space that currently has a CFO for retail, the conversion process can take 6 to 12 months and cost $40,000 to $60,000 in build out before you can legally host a single event. ChatGPT does not know that in your specific county, there is a noise ordinance that requires all amplified music to cease by 10 p.m. on weeknights and 11 p.m. on weekends. And that violating it twice results in a fine that can escalate to license suspension. ChatGPT does not know that the commercial real estate broker who specializes in event space leases in your market, the one who knows which landlords are flexible on build-out allowances and which landlords will bury a personal guarantee clause in page 14 of the lease, that person exists, and knowing them is worth $30,000 to you over the life of your lease. ChatGPT doesn't know any of that. These are real situations I've seen destroy people's dreams and their bank accounts. Real clients who came to me after they'd already signed the wrong lease, in the wrong space, in the wrong zoning classification, because they did their research on Google and ChatGPT and thought they had it all figured out. I want you to understand something. AI is theoretical. It is not experiential. That is the line that I want you to remember. And let me go deeper on permits specifically because this is where I see the most damage. I asked ChatGPT what permits I need to open an event space. It gave me a great list: the business license, the certificate of occupancy, the food handler's permit, the fire inspection, the liquor license, the ADA compliance, all that stuff, right? All this stuff is correct. All this stuff is very real. But here's what it did not tell me. It didn't tell me that in some cities, the permit process is sequential, meaning that you cannot apply for your certificate of occupancy until your fire inspection is complete. And you cannot schedule the fire inspection until your build out is at least 80% done. It didn't tell me that if you're in a historic district, your signage requires a separate approval from a historical preservation board that only meets once a month with a 45-day advance submission deadline. It didn't tell me that liquor licensing in certain states requires that you've held your certificate of occupancy for a minimum of 90 days before you can even apply. This is the stuff that breaks people. not the big things. People research the big things all the time. It's the sequential dependencies, the city-specific quirks, the things that only someone who's been through the process in your specific market knows about. And here's another one, vendor relationships. In a lot of markets, the relationship between venue operators and vendors is already established. There are DJs who work the majority of events at the top venues. There are catering companies that have informal arrangements with the venue across the street. Breaking into that ecosystem, getting the right people to want to work with you, refer you, recommend you, that is relationship work. And that's showing up to local vendor meetups, joining the Chamber of Commerce, being present in community groups. There's also an unofficial blacklist in every venue owner community. Vendors who cut corners, who overpromise and put operators in horrible positions with their clients. ChatGPT does not know who's on that list in your city. Only a mentor does. Now, I want to be very clear here. I'm not telling you that AI is bad or useless. I use AI every single day. I use Claude for long form writing and document work. I use ChatGPT for brainstorming, quick iterations. I use Claude Code to build actual software automations for my business. And I run an AI system called OpenClaw that powers an AI employee that I call Kira, who manages my entire content pipeline, my email, my research, and keeps my business operating while I'm focused on strategy. But here is the critical difference. I can use all of that aggressively and confidently because I already know how to run venues. I already understand the local dynamics, the permit process, the client psychology, the vendor ecosystem. When I give Claude a contract to draft, I know whether the contract is right or wrong, so I can adapt accordingly. When I give Claude a contract to draft, I know whether the contract is right or wrong. When Kira produces a research brief, I know how to interpret it against my actual market knowledge. AI is a multiplier, but you have to have something to multiply. If you're starting from zero and you build on a foundation of ChatGPT advice, you're multiplying by zero. You are probably going to move fast, but fast in the wrong direction is not good. You want to get the foundation first, then let AI multiply it. Here's the super direct answer to what AI can't replace. AI cannot replace accountability. Somebody who checks in, pushes you when you're stuck, has seen enough people get through the hard parts to know what to do about it. It cannot replace personalized market assessment. Somebody who looks at your city, your space, your numbers, and tells you whether this specific deal makes sense. It cannot tell you battle-tested frameworks, not textbook steps, the exact process that's worked for 400 plus people in this specific business model. It cannot replace community, the ability to get on a call with somebody who opened up a venue in your city 6 months ago and ask them exactly what they wish they'd known. This is what ESE is. That is what AI cannot give you. AI is theoretical. Experience is currency. You want both, but you have to get the experience first. So let's quickly recap for a second. ChatGPT will give you a framework, right? And the framework is very real. The framework is indeed correct, but it's missing everything contextual. It's missing everything relational and everything that lives in the heads of people who have already done this. You use AI as a tool. You use it for drafting, for brainstorming, for saving time on execution, right? You do not use it as your guide. You do not let a large language model replace actual real life experience and mentorship, actual real life community, and actual real life earned experience. The people that are succeeding in this business in 2026 are using AI and real guidance, not one or the other. If you made it this far, I want to give you a free gift. In the link in the description below this video, you'll see 7 steps to find, fund, and fill your very own event space. This is a free guide that we created here in ESC, and it's 100% free. At that point, if you feel that, hey, I want to get some more resources, I want to get some more support, and I want to move faster and I want to move farther, then there's going to be a link on the following page to book a call with us. We'll map out where your goals are, what challenges you ran into, and we'll break down what exactly it looks like to work with us and get you to the next level if we feel that we can help. Hope to talk to you soon. Peace.